we are actually assisting to an increasing growth of heat during a specific period of the year, and increasingly extended in time into the Mediterranean area. Last year has been one of the most hot here calculated in the last time. So this is one of the most visible phenomenon we are assisting, but we have also an increasing in flood and coastal degradation and so on. Most of that phenomena are a mix of factors, climate change and human drive the climate change. That means that previous decisions impacted negatively the condition of climate, and we are just see the consequence. So what is important to note is that climate change is a fact. We cannot wait to take action. So the most important impact of climate change and environmental issues is, from a human perspective, is on society and, of course, effective implementation of fundamental rights of human beings. So take measures to mitigate climate change, to effectively guarantee adaptation to climate change has the primary consequence to guarantee implementation of human rights into the Mediterranean region. So from my perspective, I will put the attention to society and individual persons, because the impact is undeniable, that the impact of climate change on human beings and the effectivity of human rights, especially economic, social and cultural rights, but not only, including civil and political rights, is going to be and it will be much stronger in the negative sense if we don't take action to against the climate change. So we are assisting now to the first impact, and in 10 decades, if we don't take concrete measure in relation to environment, that means that fundamental rights, basic rights like a right to health, right to food, right to water and sanitation are not effective, and that it is caused nowadays around to the Mediterranean, but not only, of social conflict and social instability, and that is a negative circle for the well-being of people and society in general terms. So the most challenge is to strengthen the link between securing a healthy environment and a good environmental conditions and effective implementation of human rights on the other side. So that's the most important challenge that all stakeholders involved into climate change decision must consider and effectively take measures. Always from the human being's perspective, not from the perspective of authority, because we must be bearing in mind that no good decision can take without without restoring the centrality of human beings, including in relation to climate change, especially in relation to climate change. So that means that resilience for human beings is only possible if human beings are central into the decision. Human beings alone, without the concrete intervention of states, is not possible. States and international organizations too, both at universal level and regional level. At the same time, human beings must be actively engaged into those solutions of mitigation and at the same time adaptation to climate change, because sometimes we forget that cultural traditions around to the Mediterranean can be a positive impact if they are included in the measure towards adopted with the aim to give a concrete answer to climate change. So the answer must be an integrated answer considering fundamentally the centrality of human beings, but at the same time the cultural tradition of the Mediterranean region. So at the moment we are assisting to a positive step. The climate change is considered as a global challenge, practically by every stakeholders, and especially from states, from global community of states. But we need more engagement by states, an assumption of responsibility, international legal responsibility to take effective measure to adaptation, and concretely to include into the budget of every state a section dedicated to measure related to mitigation and adaptation to climate change. So we need more efforts from states, especially individually and inside in the framework of international organizations, to implement their obligation under international law in relation to climate change and effectivity of human rights. What I would like to underline once again the importance of linkage between environment and human rights, effective implementation of human rights. It's a fundamental link. Without an healthy environment, no effectivity of human rights is possible, and vice versa. Without effective human rights, no healthy environment is concretely possible.